the mountain spirit, silent yet sublime, a celestial ribbon across the sky, bearing both sun and clouds. The peaks stand firm, enduring 1,000 years of whipping winds. The stones lie still, yet remember countless epochs of strife. Some lift their faces to the mountains and find their great ambitions born. Others bow their hearts before them and come to know their true place. Since the very dawn, when heaven and earth first drew their boundaries, the mountains have served as the very backbone of the land. They guard the headwaters, ensuring the rivers never lose their way. They shelter the villages through fierce rains and raging storms. Each cliff face is a page of ancient history, each pine forest a solemn elegiac song. There are lofty peaks perpetually wreathed in white clouds, like ascetics sitting in meditation amidst the void. There are lower slopes nurturing fields of corn and rice paddies, allowing good-hearted folk to cling to the soil and build their family legacies. The mountains belong not solely to the realm of immortals, but are also as intimate and familiar as the hearth fire in a farmer's home. In times of turmoil, the mountains become mighty fortresses. Their deep caverns have often sheltered the shadows of heroes. Banners of righteous rebellion were raised upon wind-swept slopes of myrtle. Campfires glowed red, casting the silhouettes of swords upon men's hips. A single rallying cry, echoing from peak to stream, would strike terror into the hearts of the wicked amidst the misty night. Yet the mountains do not boast of their power with grandiose words. They simply stand in silence, guarding the paths of peace. The trees grow tall and straight by leaning against the hard rock. The streams flow long and far by tracing the contours of the slopes. If a virtuous person holds a heart as steadfast as the mountains, they too shall surely preserve their true essence amidst the dust and turmoil of life. At times the mountains reveal their awesome power through landslides, reminding mankind not to rely too heavily on their own digging and mining. Whoever ravages the forest's vital veins or scars the mountain's body beyond measure shall surely one day reap the calamity sent down from the heavens. For the righteous spirit of the mountain, God will not tolerate those who, for the sake of private gain, destroy the very life force of the land. Indeed, the mountains are also faithful companions to the solitary soul. The traveler ascends to gaze upon a vast, distant, misty realm. The sound of a shepherd's flute drifts across the cliffs, enough to dissolve every old sorrow within the soul. Only upon reaching the mountain peak does one realize how small the human heart truly is. And naturally, the burdens of rivalry and gain begin to lift on nights when the silver moon lies tilted upon the summit. The pines sigh a long, mournful song like the laments of the ancients. The winding paths evoke countless reflections on the affairs of the world. The moss-covered stones lie buried beneath the dust of faded glories. Only the mountain remains serene, unmoving, watching the rise and fall of empires. free joy of a butterfly fluttering in the courtyard, to safeguard the integrity of the land and rivers. One must learn from the mountain to remain steadfast and unyielding. The mountain too knows how to humble itself into a valley, to welcome the flowing streams, to embrace the footsteps of travelers. High yet humble, thus its merit spreads far and wide. Great yet devoid of arrogance, its virtue becomes truly extraordinary. Such is the way of the mountain spirit, worthy of reverence, a beacon for mortals to gaze upon and guide their own spiritual cultivation. As the chapter closes, one gazes upon the shadow of the setting sun pouring over the peaks. Red clouds drift across the sky like the stains of ancient undried blood. Hearing the cry of the gibbons, the heart grows still and contemplated, realizing how many heroes in the end have faded into the reeds along the riverbanks. Only a spirit forged from the very bone and stone of the earth can transcend the passage of time and remain forever undimmed. A message to the traveler journeying through these deep, remote mountains.